Yeah, dear.
Nyamia don't be bako. No swear.
Nyamia don't be ya na sir.
Saturday stars. Yeah, yeah.
Obende ya nyaba. Forward and football slow kakra for mommy because a shima na say etwitwina ma ibam kakra ntino. Football you want them send e be ya. You betimi enso edi nkobo ni ye. Mo messages no so ebi e wa ha. Me kira si na mo messages no yaba yetimi akenka de ma messages ya de ye.
Safi de.
Esija de ye. You betimi edi nkobo.
Gabi World Cup no I think I feel na you right into full gear.
Okay.
On say your ball first round of matches no. There were quite a number of tough games, especially for African teams no. They were very tough games, right? Morocco say on Brazil boy, Cape Verde on Spain boy. When you look at team BTC, even DR Congo on Portugal on the boy,
Senegal
on France on the boy, as well as La Côte d'Ivoire on Ecuador on the boy, and all of them had very tough games. But Utimu say yes, e been bomb humoding.
Yeah.
E been some more Charlie na I say kakra. And when you look at this particular tournament, Gabi, you can tell that this is the highest stage of football in terms of national team football. And you don't come here and make mistakes. And I say you don't come here and come and just do anything at all, thinking say ubinya result. No, you have to play and play well and play to get the result. But Gabi, I've watched a number of the games already, and Ubisamia, I have a number of games not many in terms of performance of both teams.
Okay.
But there's one particular team Bono was slow. Their performance is on top. But Gabi, they've not managed to get anything from the tournament so far. And it looks like there be a year juicy Siano. I started a second group of games. No? It looks like almost team. Gabi, what team is that? Obi team is Obi says not team no. Gabi, the Turkish national team, I don't know the word to use to describe them right now. Because it's an Obo World Cup. Not in 2 games, Gabi. What was 62 shots? And out of those 62 shots, when Nyanfa Bako, ball Bako ground threatening of your opponent, and your World Cup no be heading.
62 shots.
62 shots in 2 games.
So we should say every game be an
averaging 30 shots. And you have not been able to put one ball at the back of your opponent's net. Gabi, do you know what makes this serious? Also, Turkey for World Cup no. The way you saw the convoy. You saw how they were so enthused. Say, young crowd for World Cup, Iti ye ja omukwan. And a cars did you omwachi, and a police escort did you omwachi. Baby, and they sent them to the airport to go and escort them, only to come to the World Cup to play 62 shots and 0 goals. Say maybe one may not really understand the seriousness of the issue. Gabi, on Australia won first match, right? Look at the ball possession for Turkey, 72% to 28. Expected goals of 1.36. Total shots on the day was 30. Shots on target was 8. Touches in the opposition box was 51. The result on the day, Australia took the maximum points from them. 2-0. 2-0. As game over.
51 touches.
51 touches in the opposition box.
Went to match about.
This is Turkey at the World Cup. This is Adaguleo. Shalanoglu. Now, let's look at the second match. Only Paraguay. And Gabi, once again, 78% ball possession to 22. 2.17 expected goals. 32 total shots, 5 on target, 50 touches in the opposition box. When Timian Fabako and Twatting.
The same 50 now.
The same 50 again. Gabi, when people say that football can be cruel, I think this is the definition of it. On say eto de bia obetimia yi bia we ase. But you don't have just one lack that you need for something to go well for you. Once you don't have it, Gabby, it makes life look as if say oh you buy and one bear she. But look at all of this in terms of statistics. Look at all of this. So when they got it, you have to win the match by 3-0, 4-0. If you have all of these statistics in your favor, what it means is that you should be winning the game comfortably. But look at Turkey.
Because expected goals 2.17 there. At least one goal cry.
I was saying to him. That be football can be cruel. And I was saying here. I say, you better get on come on, but let me just say this. On the way, you did last minute go no, at the share Panama phone. Obeti baby, Obeka say, Usha go ni ye pa. You can consider the goal as a malam goal.
Because I know me chance video bi na Panama or baby stadium ho. Time about no to atrem and page on the phone. O page on the phone na do match was here witchcraft. E do me go na say I don't be the
Look, I am one person who often does not like to situate spiritual issues into football often.
Okay.
But answer na go ni beba no 90 plus 5 no. Gabi, when I was watching the match in commentary position, I gave up. Na me ni say baby ayedu no. Ye nya hwe ye nya 1 point. Let's focus on the next game. But send your goal ni si bae no. And how the goal was scored. Nobody needed to tell me say there was a spiritual influence on that game. Opa ujidi o unjindi o. There will always be that conversation that there was a spiritual element attached to the goal. And all these arguments no table no so because of how we know the Black Stars to play. This was not the kind of goal we expect from the Black Stars. How many times Gabi when we say Black Stars last minute goal that? When was the last time? Me the last time I remember was 2015.
And even tapping goals are cheap.
You don't get it. Yeah. Considering the opponent on the day.
Yeah.
Gabi, football can be cruel. Before I move on, I have to emphasize this. I told the BR you will do all the right things. But if you don't have luck on your side, if you don't have certain elements go in your favor, you ever match the you ever say Mokrasan we am kwasiampe sebi because my baby beer on the pitch, but you couldn't get a goal. That's the story of Turkey, and I'm sure you'll be going home very early. Now, Gabi, yesterday Lionel Messi had a hat-trick. And Lionel Messi was born World Cup. This is not his first World Cup.
Yeah.
Was born 2006. Was born 2010. Or born 2014. Right? Or born 2018. Right? Born 2022. And this is his 6th tournament. But this was the first time Messi was scoring a hat-trick.
Yes, I say now
in a World Cup game. And what a time to do this. Wabra, Argentina, and winning 2022 World Cup now, all cyber defending. So the perception was that, okay, in World Cup history, we don't get too many teams. Omu winning World Cup now, they come back to defend it. The only time we've seen that happen in the history of the World Cup, in 1958, Brazil winning year, then they came back to win it in 1962. That's the only time we've seen a back-to-back winner in the FIFA World Cup. So it was, you cannot, put your chest out and say Argentina, they will come and defend it. Historically, it is not common. But after what Argentina did through Lionel Messi on the day, against Algeria, after they asked amount for, hey, Charlie, Argentina beat me, baby. You show me. And Gabi, I agree. Because Argentina team, the way they are playing now, the kind of energy, the kind of understanding they have within them, you will not give them a dog's chance. But a team is most dangerous when they know that whatever is at stake is something that is very common to them. And they know that they can do it again. And when you always have a player like Lionel Messi in the team, before the tournament started, they say, Lionel Messi has to be proud. It's a World Cup no crown unkobi. Look at how he announced himself on the world stage. Just look at this.
And even Omani so something different special because after 2022 one, Obabeka said the next edition so Obekwa or no be decided.
Yeah.
A do no feel so or you okay 100% fit.
He will go and
now
play.
Now born no be am Argentina. Et ma konenim dia.
He will play.
He will play.
And just look at this. We look at all the other players who have scored either 3 or 2 goals in the World Cup. She Folarin Balogun for the US men's national team. She Kai Havertz, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe. Right? Even Harry Kane, when you know Matthias Cunha, now share the ball. And no one I see. Ye Jafu. See Ronaldo. Erling Haaland ashe. Kylian Mbappe ashe. Matthias Cunha so enra washe. Just say ye Lionel Messi ashe hat-trick.
Ama Jonathan David
Jonathan David also ashe hat-trick.
Yeah.
There's one player who is missing. Who is that? Okay, Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, yes, Portugal ni DR Congo bebonti yen train. We will see what will happen in that game. Gabi Mashli Baneria. This was the statistic that Opta presented to us. Cristiano Ronaldo has now gone 10 consecutive major tournaments. Major tournament games without scoring for Portugal. Now, this is the context of the FIFA World Cup and the Euros.
Okay.
And when you go back, 10 different tournament games. It's games baku 10 in the World Cup and in the Euros. Cristiano Ronaldo go back. Okay. We bought 33 shots, 11 on target, and 0 goals throughout those 10 games. But on share. Now, what are the conversations going on in the Portuguese national team? Because only the Congo boy, you know. Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo, and one is watching box team. Waiting for say a Dumanamano. Na onona then Ashe. But you would expect that a Cristiano Ronaldo, who many people are tipping, say Portugal obetini lead to win this World Cup. No? You would expect him to contribute towards the team effort to help the team to win on the day. Football is a team sport.
Yeah.
Iti see you can say yeah bo. Na okase Cristiano Ronaldo original match him, and you expect him to score and not contribute towards that scoring. Do you think that the Portuguese team will be successful on the day? I don't think so. But among for Bebre say, okay, that is what we see happening. Because Cristiano Ronaldo on the day, and honestly, oh, kung box air train, say Bruno Fernandes mo, say Joao Neves mo, Vitinha mo, will do all the work for him to score. Gabi, I'm going somewhere, so follow me. Yeah, poor match ni way, you know. And you bisa Joao Neves. Joao Neves say, but Cristiano Ronaldo is just one of the many players in the national team. And we are all playing, he's like one of us. Asema Joao Neves kan, you know. Yes, young Kotia. A man for didn't attempt. Say, how dare you? What the 21 years? Cristiano Ronaldo is about 40 years plus. Somebody who can even be your father. You are telling us that he's just one of the members on the team. Yankanisa, didn't attempt basa.
Ale Ronaldo no about different team ana.
You see? And that is where I'm going. Gabi, you see? Portugal context in winning the FIFA World Cup is totally different from the context of Messi winning the World Cup for Argentina. After Nima winning a Piebano, and a man for Casse. But why can't Portugal play for Cristiano Ronaldo? And the boys telling themselves, say, we are going to play the World Cup because we want Ronaldo to win, just like how Argentina played the World Cup for Messi to win. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. 2014, when Argentina and Messi went to that final, and they lost by just a whisker, the pain Argentina for firm, and how they knew say Messi know the kind of state he was, the kind of pedigree he had, the kind of things that he had contributed to the team over the period. They knew that okay, moving forward, no, we will have to do extra hard work to help the team to win this World Cup for Argentina. So it took them at least another 8 years. And so 2022, they managed to win that World Cup. And they were happy to say, we prayed for Messi because we wanted Messi to win that World Cup. And now he has won the World Cup, we are satisfied. But the context is different for Portugal. Gabi, the Portugal context, yes, I understand. Ronaldo, we bought him from 2006. He has done everything for this team. They have played football. He has sacrificed. He has done a lot. But Gabi, is he the only one who wants to be successful in this team? There's a João Neves over there. There's Vitinha over there. There is Bruno Fernandes over there. They all want to also win the World Cup. But to win the World Cup, you need to contribute to the team effort on the day. Unko go jina box no ka say, "Oh, try am ya pass ball na am wa hye." Na o dia contest Messi hat-trick a wa hye in the previous game to say that also announce ho. Gabi, it doesn't work that way.
And even 2022 Qatar World Cup, no?
Yeah.
It took Messi for Argentina to beat my winners.
You see, Messi is, when you look at Messi, right? Oh yeah, you need talent in free. Most of people say, okay, Messi is talented naturally, but contributed to the team effort is one of his paramount goals. Until bet me akonanim, bet me akonanim okofa ball from infin no all this no passing no so going into the box. No, the contribution is the most important thing. So if you bobo ni that contribution, we have the right to question you. Say yes, all person winning World Cup, no, you want to score goals, you want to have a very good performance. But if your contribution on the day is not that good, Gabi, it becomes difficult to defend you. It becomes difficult to defend you. And Osha comments now, bar, a man for a kasa, yes, Cristiano Ronaldo, yem bomano, de blah blah blah. It tells me that at least for now, no, Portugal in their national team camp, no, there will be quite a number of questions and issues. But Gabi, do you know the surprising thing? This picture came from Portugal for training ground. That was just yesterday. And Usheni here, you can see that Cristiano Ronaldo is in a very hearty conversation with João Neves. In Komona amount for Bibri, Eka say, João Neves, Okudi is on Komono. It was a Cristiano Ronaldo crowd, channel subo. It was so Yinenimano. All of those things are not going on in the Portuguese national team. It looks like the unity is still there. It looks like the togetherness is still there. And you know what this tells me is that there are times, analysts, sometimes we overanalyze issues. We overanalyze issues. And the way the public perceives it, no, so always you have to wait and gauge the things very, very carefully. And I wouldn't be shocked, say, moving forward, the players in camp can have an understanding and a togetherness and a team spirit to say, okay, now we have seen our flaw in the game against DR Congo. It's winning. Young Kaya Humbo. Now much now about Kosovo in the World Cup. No, young boy, young making sure that Cristiano Ronaldo make goals. I wouldn't be shocked. But Gabi, we are looking free one now. There are times when players have bad games. But
the question is, do you believe, sir? Portugal, national team, no, with the kind of players or more, I'm imagine some person Ronaldo, and because they didn't make us say prior to this World Cup, there have been a series of interviews of Bruno Mo, any other players, and I have it, not a single of interviews, now. I'm not be to demean Ronaldo, ni status, any pedigree there, or even for the national team coach, TV, I can say. I did a Ronaldo the bed decided so yes. And son of my day, so it tells you, sir, the Portuguese national team no, I was that hard for Cristiano Ronaldo. And that is why I'm saying. So I didn't find a way move. That's what I'm saying, sir. There are times analysts, football fans, because of the emotions that we attach to the game, no, I told we overanalyze issues. Okay. In Sembiba, Yantu Yabuasi. And honestly, I perceive a canon terminal among food. You saying that also, but. You realize that, this is what it is. But Portugal, Gabi, I wouldn't be surprised that in the next games,
you will see Ronaldo turn up because again he could have had a bad game, for all you know, and next game he will show up. Now, Gabi, Mamindi nkomo quickly about DR Congo for Nyenko because omu go now omunya against Portugal no help them to get 1 point in the tournament, and I thought they did so well. African teams now at this World Cup at this stage, because aside the fact that they were playing a very difficult Portugal, the way they set up on the day was what really helped them. Say yeah, Bobo Pana, we are matching Portugal toe to toe. There were times in the game I only said the way they set up in the mid to low block, preventing the Portuguese from playing through them. And you see how the goal even came about. Yuan Wissa, not the tallest of guys, but when it mattered the most, he just headed it into post, and they managed to get a very good point from that game, returning to the World Cup since 1974 with this performance there. I think DR Congo did so well. Now, Gabi, Ismail Saibari and Ranajo, he added one more goal to his tally. That's the Moroccan international.
Yeah. And
now he has become the only African in the history of the World Cup to share 2 consecutive goals in 2 matches at the World Cup stage. Nipa YSA Adeno was the only person who did that initially was Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah in 2018, group games boy against Saudi Arabia and Russia. He got 2 goals in those games. Into Ismail Saibari. I think he's also one who must be watched very critically in this tournament because Obey Bipa Sa World Cup win. Now, Gabi, US men's national team in Suma, because after no win, now they have 6 points. They are moving to the next stage, qualification for the round of 32. And one thing really stands out for me in this US men's national team, that's the coach, Mauricio Pochettino. Coming into this tournament, not winning any match against European opposition. That is Pochettino. But once they came into the tournament, the approach, the mindset, everything changed. Because we the fact say Oyo host nation if you are, the way they needed to approach the games was to approach it with a very different mindset. Usha US men's national team Nima, they have a group of players who are just of different races. Enti ubenya unkofobi omo Hispanic omo wom, you get the African Americans in following Balogu munyina so mujinim. But at the world stage, when you don't have a player like Christian Pulisic at Debia or having fitness issues, and not much say when Tinyamu because he was injured, you had a following Balogu who stepped up and literally took the game by storm. He did it in the first game. He did it in the second game as well. Emma Orini, man of the match 2 times. But everything is down to coaching. And Mauricio Pochettino, with what he has done, I wouldn't be surprised, say, US men's national team, if you don't take it, they may even get to the round of 16 or even the quarterfinal. Because I think they've had a very, very impressive performance so far. Following Balogun, 26 goals involvement in all competitions 2025-2026, and he has brought that same performance into the US men's national team for a FIFA World Cup. No? So now the host nations, Mexico, Okonenim, round of 32, same as US. Will Canada also do same? Well, Canada now they said we need 4 points, and yes, sir. Until the last group game will determine whether they will be able to make it. Gabi, the most appearances by Africans at the World Cup, and now Ashraf Hakimi Odu 12. The only person who had the most appearances was Asamoah Gyan. He had 11. That was a very good one for Ashraf Hakimi, and also Ede Konenim in the Moroccan national team. Nenra BBC in the Paraguay game.
Mm-hmm.
Before the World Cup started, FIFA can say no player must cover their mouth to say anything violent to their respective opponents.
Na tell me akoye.
And na army run also no dey on TJ. Asase aban.
Ni really fear.
Oh they be we bet me.
Ni really fear no.
As also asase aban.
Ni really fear no. We avosi say ni really fear no. Oye we na obeka ji ade yesi abani o.
Me di nyamransa.
Ade yesi abani na makoye.
Intienra red card for Paraguay.
Okay.
But they were very lucky because they still won the game.
Okay.
Gabi, just before we go, right?
Yeah, fair no for my
and the game between Germany and La Côte d'Ivoire. I think that's the biggest game for today.
Okay.
You know, I think because the 2 teams have won their first games, this will be a very contentious game. And Ushe La Côte d'Ivoire for performance in the game against Ecuador now, it tells you that this is a team that is also very resilient. one thing that is not really synonymous with the African game at the World Cup is the level of resilience. It has spoke about Ghana. But you realize that Cote d'Ivoire, no, on the day, they managed to play the game even in the deep end and got the goal. In other time, just before the game ended, Germany have a lot of firepower. It's only Curaçao boy, you know. One of the things that really made the difference in the second half was that the quality was obvious. That can't be if they were bringing people like Dennis Undav in the second half, even players like your friend is saying, Akwe Oboro Madridi, former Chelsea player Oboro Madridi, this
Antonio
Rudiger, they brought them from the bench.
Yeah.
It tells you that the quality is just there. So when the first half doesn't go well, you just unleash the Arsenal into the game. Gabi, this game is going to be a very difficult one for both teams.
Okay.
But if you ask me to select one in terms of prediction, in terms of tactical flexibility, in terms of the obetimi a winning game, no, when the going gets really tough, I think Germany will do that.
Okay.
Look at their lineup. If Kai Havertz is leading the line, now Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, and Leroy Sané, Ejina Nechia, the kind of telepathy they have with themselves, because Omuni Mamohu, Omar Bogim Nache, and when Germany are not really getting the goals, right? They always find ways to free themselves. Because in the Pavlovich and Umechana in the game against Curaçao, we had an Umecha coming from the back in the midfield to come and score.
Okay.
So they have an all-round team. Cote d'Ivoire equally has a very good team that have a very good understanding with themselves. Because Diomande and the ball are all ball. Amad Diallo came from the bench, came to score. Frankessia in the middle, Seko Fofana, Nicolas Pepe. Gabi, by the time this game is over, we will see something like a 2-1 in favor of Germany.
Okay.
If Cote d'Ivoire can make sure that in the defense, Ombetime keeping the solidity they had against Ecuador, Germany will not have it easy to score them.
Okay.
ABR, the game will be decided in the latter part of the game, where ABR is 1-1. Then we see Germany have the final goal. But I wouldn't be surprised if Germany is able to, if Cote d'Ivoire is able to hold Germany to a draw. But I think Germany Beshe Cote d'Ivoire 2-1.
Okay. Well, insure your number one account radio station so any you go so adding 7 at the amount.